Previously in the LarryBoy book series, we encountered an entitled Cherry Tomato with a long and ridiculous name, and then it was shenanigans with Awful Alvin. So now we're dealing with an obvious ripoff of a Batman villain. Yeah, I'll let you draw your own conclusion on how that is. Telling by the cover of the book, it's that obvious. Only 3 books in out of 9, and already we're in for yet another exciting LarryBoy adventure. Yeah, I say that with sarcasm. So far, LarryBoy seems to like this adventure, being locked in a cage looking like this. We're so lucky. So let's just jump right in. The book opens with LarryBoy solving a problem with the newspaper printing machine. Yeah, the first 2 chapters of this thing are there to let us know that LarryBoy is in this. You know, while LarryBoy and the Rumorweed and LarryBoy and the Bad Apple establish the hero as brave and bold and actually doing something that's worth mentioning, here he's like the IT guy. Having problems with your equipment? Call this 1-800 number. Nothing exciting happens. But check out his impressive resume on page 11. Super Cucumber Champion among vegetables, the Green Guardian of Bumbleberg, and an all-around nice guy. You should be saying that in the opening scenes of Rumorweed and Bad Apple. Not here, where he's fighting a newspaper printer. We then cut to Junior Asparagus complaining about having to go to school. You know what? Grow up. Grow up. That's all I'm saying to you. Junior, for some reason, wants to have a snow day so that he wouldn't have to go to school ever again. Well, kid, that's not how life works. Meanwhile, a van is parked outside his house and... yeah, these guys had me at hello stupid. Where do I start with this? First of all, who sees a van with unmarked van rental when you need to not be noticed and thinks nothing of it? Second of all, shouldn't wires connecting from houses to the van be seen as a red flag? And 3, notice how there are no neighborhood watch people around to see this kind of suspicious activity and report it immediately. So we learn that the 3 henchmen of the supposed villain of the book are listening to people's conversations on having a snow day. Convenient much? But that's okay, because LarryBoy is caught sleeping during class, resulting in an unnecessary fake-out in Chapter 5, resulting in the story itself trying to set the record straight. No, writer of this book. No. So LarryBoy gets caught sleeping during his superhero class, and he gets lectured by both the teacher and Archibald. Too bad we can't see these scenes of the conversations, since this is supposed to be an illustrated chapter book. Oh yeah, kids talking to each other is what I think about when I'm reading about LarryBoy's conversation with Archie. Junior and his friends are in their clubhouse talking about how much school sucks until the evil henchmen stop by to convince the children that they can grant their wish of not going to school. Again, not illustrated. Despite Laura having common sense this time, seeing that she didn't in Rumorweed, the rest of the kids agree to listen to whatever plan the guys have for them. Then the bad guys attach a contraption in the sewer while the children turn on the faucets and leave them running all night. Yeah, I guess that's the plan. Help the bad guys in their shady activity. The next day, Bumbleberg is flooded and LarryBoy is called onto the scene. We finally see the villain in all his glory. Nah, not impressed. So the villain is simply known as Iceberg. Oh, and I assume that your henchmen's names are Avalanche, Frostbite, and Snowflake. Well, to be fair, Frank and Jesse are generic henchmen names. Way more generic than these guys' names. So I'll give you that. So Iceberg freezes the floodwater, causing panic. The henchmen are like running around with ice skates and making fun of LarryBoy, and for some reason, LarryBoy gets kidnapped by the bad guys. Oh boy, we're in League of Incredible Vegetables territory. Now don't get me wrong, this book came out way before the League of Incredible Vegetables existed, but telling by the similarities to storyline, a freezing snow day based villain, a snow day scenario, the fact that kids are involved, the fact that the villain has 3 henchmen, and the fact that our main hero gets kidnapped by the villain, you're getting close to LarryBoy Purgatory, where LarryBoy is missing for large portions of the story or episode, while we're forced to spend most of our time with the side characters, especially those who aren't that interesting to begin with. Look, I've been in LarryBoy Purgatory before, and it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I have a theory that VeggieTales may have took some ideas from this book and used it in their Avengers parody. If that was the case, then it was a terribly poor choice. Y'all should have brought back the bad apple. Junior learns about the unexpected snow day and about LarryBoy going missing. But he could care less because school is canceled. Yay! As if anyone cared that LarryBoy is being held in a cage and being taunted by bad guys. So school is expected to be out for at least 1 week, but then the kids realize that they may never go back to school if the town stays frozen. So they go and pursue the bad guys, and they learn that LarryBoy has been held inside the villain's lair and being watched by one of the henchmen. They're able to fool this henchman and free LarryBoy from the cage. Oh, but first they had to unstick his tongue from the cage bars because they were frozen. Yeah, perfect choice of imagery for the front cover, you know? Wait, if school was canceled for 1 week because of the snow and LarryBoy has been missing and having his tongue stuck to the bars that whole time, he would have been dead from hypothermia or something. And there's also pneumonia, but either way, that is scary. So LarryBoy meets up with his teacher on how to stop the bad guy. Let me correct that. How to stop the bad guy's dad. Yeah, there's like more backstory and all that. So, having fun with this Batman parody fanfic so far? I'm not. And besides, as far as his backstory is concerned, they don't give us illustrations on that. So here, LarryBoy is told that he should pay attention to whatever he's learning because he wasn't listening earlier, so he wasn't learning. You know, this moral goes hand in hand with the previous lesson of not listening. Just refer back to the awful, I don't want to say the name because it's ridiculous, but here's the previous book. The previous book? Oh no! LarryBoy meets up with Archie, who shows him the snow upgrades to the Larrymobile, as well as the LarryBoy costume. LarryBoy is so grateful for Archie that he leaves him at the school, and Archie has to hitch a ride on one of the kids' sleds. Yeah, bear in mind, all around nice guy. LarryBoy and the kids take on the bad guys, and LarryBoy eventually finds the snow machine and turns it off. The end! But wait, there's more! Iceberg and his cohorts kidnaps the children off-screen, or should we say, not illustrated, and he tells LarryBoy that he made a few changes to the machine so that he wouldn't make the same mistake that his father did. Again with the backstory. If you can't illustrate the backstory, then don't mention it at all. LarryBoy eventually fights off the bad guys, but his plunger ear shatters when it hits Iceberg. This makes LarryBoy head for his vehicle and take off with the villain chasing him. He goes into the sewer and... I don't know, maybe the rumor weed can teach this bad guy how to not suck? Nope. Our hero stops his car and tells Iceberg that the machine stopped working because... It's really, really hard to explain. So I'll let you guys read this paragraph for a few seconds. I mean, seriously, they make it sound so easy. Did you get all that? Okay. The floodwater pours down an iceberg and he accidentally freezes himself into an ice cube. The iceberg goeth. Yeah, thanks for making it obvious that the villains are going to jail. So this installment of the book series was more of a prophecy because the League of Incredible Vegetables had the same ideas as the ones mentioned in this review. I can only say that the final verdict for this book is that the story was meh, the villain was meh, and ammonia is no concern in this story's universe because of the hero being stuck in an icy prison with no regard. So yeah, thanks for tuning into this book review, and if you liked this video, be sure to leave a like and please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we're gonna do plenty more of these books, believe me. So with that said, this has been the LarryBoy Fanatic, the eyes and plunger ears of the LarryBoy universe. See you guys! By the way, one of the kids confirms that this snow show has, in fact, lasted for a whole week. Which means LarryBoy should have been dead already, because he was in that cold prison and had his tongue stuck to the bars the whole time. We could be dealing with a ghost here. I never thought this would turn into a LarryBoy creepypasta. No! Just no.